So a few things before we start. This is my first video review. This is also my first giveaway. Yes, there's a giveaway at the end of the video, so hang on. And thirdly, I paid full price for this. So the OnePlus 5 released 2 days ago, and why are we talking about the OnePlus 3T? Two reasons. There's going to be a big second-hand market for the OnePlus 3T, and secondly, these are some points maybe you could consider if you are a serious photographer, a serious amateur or a professional photographer before buying a camera phone, specifically a OnePlus device. And I've been a professional photographer for almost 10 years now, and I've been on the Apple system from the time I've been using smartphones, and this is something that I got a few months ago, and I've put it through the tests, and these are some points that I felt that I should share, I should make a video on. And I'm just going to keep it simple, no specs here. These are my experiences of the OnePlus 3T as a professional photographer. Let's get to the pros first. The number one feature that I like about this is dash charging. Think about this. I go into a wedding, I have a long session of shooting, and then the battery of the phone just goes out, and I have a 1 hour break where I can come back to my room and get some rest before I go in and shoot again. And this sort of a scenario is very common in Indian weddings. So while I'm at my hotel, in that short duration I can actually charge my phone completely from 0 to 100. So I think the best thing about this phone is fast charging. Point number 2, the image quality. The image quality of the camera is good. However, there's something else to it. We'll get to that later. In other words, once you get the picture, the lighting is right, the focus is right, colors are right, and you like the picture, the actual image quality is good. But hold on, just hold on there. The first thing that I don't like about this phone are shutter speeds. Now this is something that is common with a lot of smartphones, most smartphones I would say, that in auto mode, the shutter speeds that the camera chooses for you are usually terribly low. The problem with this phone that I found, which I didn't see in other phones, is that the shutter speeds can get low even when the light is good. For example, these two pictures. That any smartphone manufacturer would rather focus on smaller megapixels so that they can get more light into the sensor and have faster shutter speeds, instead of a high-res file where you are forced to have a shutter speed of 1/17th of a second or 1/20th of a second. For me, it just doesn't make sense. So that's the first problem that I have with the phone. But the second problem that I have with this phone is something more serious. It's almost like this phone has a mind of its own. And I'm not talking about AI. Now, let me get on to a rant here, I'm one of those guys who sees a lot of tech reviews and... Okay, my phone is just buzzing. Alright. I'm one of those guys who watch a lot of reviews before buying a product, and I was really disappointed with most of the camera reviews for this phone online, and I see that trend with other phones and a lot of reviewers on YouTube. I'll tell you what I mean. If you've noticed all the camera reviews of phones, what are the kind of shooting scenarios that are shown there? There will be a fountain in the middle of a street, or there will be a close-up of a flower, or there will be an action figure on the table. You know what I'm saying, right? Who shoots those things? Now, let's think about it. What are the stuff that we actually shoot on our phones? We shoot, our kids playing. We shoot our friends at a birthday party. We shoot a beautiful landscape when we travel. These are things that we actually shoot. The problem with showing camera samples or the performance of a camera with an action figure on the table is that the action figure doesn't move, and you have all the time in the world to change the lighting and refocus your subject. So I've actually found all the camera reviews quite disappointing, honestly. Having said that, this is what the problem with the OnePlus 3T is. So when I have to take a picture, often this is what happens. I try to focus on the subject, and then the camera tells me, Abhishek, you know what? I don't want to focus there. I know you want that picture, but I don't. I don't care what you think. And the camera just doesn't focus. There's this weird pulsating thing that happens where things come into focus and things go out of focus. And even when there is a focus lock, it goes out of the focus again. And I am really not sure what is going on. And it's quite frustrating. And this is a big phone. So to actually navigate and to touch the focus points and do all those things with a bigger phone, it's tricky. So for me, the biggest problem with this phone is autofocus. Not just in terms of the autofocus speed, but in terms of the reliability of the autofocus. And that is, if you're a serious photographer, your smartphone better have fast and reliable is the keyword here. Your smartphone better have fast and reliable autofocus. And for me, that has been the biggest challenge here, where the phone just has a mind of its own. It doesn't want to focus what I want it to focus on, or after a while it said, hey, you know what, I'm done focusing on this subject. Let me just go out of focus just for the kicks. That's not good. But that's the thing, right? So it's a very bittersweet thing, because the image quality is actually good. The image quality is actually good here. So in the last few months, I've had a lot of decent pictures taken on this phone, and like I said, the image quality is actually good. So that's what I think about this phone. It's a very bittersweet thing where the image quality is good, but what's the use if you don't get there? If the autofocus is not right and if the shutter speeds are not right, you won't get to a point where you can actually appreciate the image qualities. And that's quite sad. And I hope more YouTube reviewers talk about these things. I don't know. I hope more photographers do real tests with these things and do reviews and camera performance examples in real life scenarios. I mean, I don't know, this is just like this random rant going on in my mind. So it's not all doom and gloom. This is what I have for you. Now this is the giveaway. So like I said, overall the camera is fine here, and I like the picture. If you can manage to get a decent picture, that is. So this, what I want to give away here is a print of a picture shot on the OnePlus 3T, and this is what you get. Alright, so this is, I think, about 20 inches maybe. Yeah, it's about 18 or 20 inches tall. This is a restaurant near where I used to stay, and it's shot through the glass. I like this picture. I'm quite happy with this. So if you want this print, click on the link in the description of this YouTube video and I will ship this to you. Alright, to end this video, would I recommend the OnePlus 3T to you if you are a serious amateur photographer or a professional photographer? I would not. No, I would not. Again, I'm not an Apple fanboy. This is the only phone that I'm using now, and there are a lot of other phones there which will give you much better camera performance. In fact, I think the Google Pixel is hands down the best smartphone camera till date. So I'm not bashing OnePlus. I'm not like an Apple fanboy, like I said. But if you're seriously into photography, this is probably not the camera to get. And the reason why I wanted to share this now is that if you are planning to get a OnePlus 5, make sure you have a hands-on on it with the autofocus and shutter speeds before you go ahead and buy one. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and yes, don't forget about the giveaway, so click on the link in the description. And if you know somebody else who is planning to buy a OnePlus device or who has a OnePlus 3T, share this with them. And if you own a OnePlus 3T or a OnePlus 5 now, what do you think? Comment on this video and let me know if I'm wrong somewhere, or Yep. Thank you.